In this video, we are taking a look at the release process using DistroKid of my brand new single called Toxic Ego. Happy Valentine's Day. What time is it? It's Valentine's. What time is it? It's Valentine's, yeah. I hope you're doing well. It is the 15th of February here in Australia because I'm living in the future. But for many of you, it will be the 14th of February, and I set my new song to release on the 14th of February at 1 hour ago. So I originally planned to do this an hour ago, and then I got my times a little bit jumbled up. But don't worry, because I pre-recorded a little live to tape bit that I'm going to play in a moment about the actual release process, because I wanted to find out what actually happened when you hit the release button and you say, hey, release it at this particular time. So here is what I did here in DistroKid. If you're not familiar with DistroKid, I mean, you should by now. But check out the links down in the description. You can use a link down there to save yourself 7% off your first year on any DistroKid plan. They're not sponsoring this particular video, but they are good people, and I've been using them for very many years now to release music. So I came in here to DistroKid, I hit the upload button, I put all my details in here, and you can see the video of that one. Just look at the playlist. There's a whole DistroKid playlist down in the description, and you can find the video where I released it. So I uploaded it on the 2nd of February. I allowed pre-orders from the 3rd of February, and you could pre-save it to Spotify and other places then. Then, as you can see here, the release date was set for the 14th of February, which I set to release at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, you can set it to release at that time in every market, but I just wanted to go boom because I wanted to see what actually happens when you hit the button and you actually release something. Does it go out? Does it really go out at the same time? So I checked in about an hour beforehand. It wasn't available everywhere. And then at 1 minute past, I went and checked across every platform, and lo and behold, it was there. Now, one thing that I did notice here, that when you go to the, and we'll check it now, but right at the time, I went to the hyperfollow page here, and yeah, look, it's still showing this, still showing the preview and the Spotify preview pre-save. So that doesn't update immediately, which I'm not sure if that's the way it's supposed to be, but hopefully that'll update soon. But to the rescue was Songwhip. So because we have songwhip.com, what I was able to do is find it in one place and then create a Songwhip link, which is what is linked down in the description and in the comments here right now. So if you want to check out the song, in fact, I'm going to paste it right here in the chat right now for those that are here live. If you're watching on the replay, it'll be down there as well. But if you want to support me, if you want to listen to the song, if you want to hear Jade Starr's epic drumming on this track, then go ahead, because use that Songwhip link. You can jump into Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, Amazon, YouTube, Deezer, iTunes, and Amazon, and a whole lot more. So it is very, very cool, and it's a cool platform. It's a cool way to get your song out there. So that's the crux of it. We're going to talk about more information about that and some more detail about it as well here today, as well as do a couple of other fun little things throughout the show. Hello to the folks who are here live. Speaking of the live viewers, Mark Bro is here, says Songwhip is great for a simple promo. Yeah, absolutely. It's just a simple way, and I'll show you it in more detail later in the show. But it's really, really easy. Go to songwhip.com, paste in a link to it on one platform, and it'll auto-generate every other platform. It's amazing. Did somebody say party? Wouldn't be a party without Gary Hubbs. Hello to you. Hello to Joe Glenn. Hello to Jade Starr. Hello to Friggsy, live in Ireland. Listened 30 minutes ago. Well, thank you, Friggsy. All over it, mate. I appreciate you. And yeah, that's why I thought we were doing a launch party. No point doing a launch party and having it come out at different times in different time zones. It's easier if we just go, boom, it's out there, it's done. And again, because I'm your guinea pig, I wanted to try this out this time around. I did it this time with a 2-week lead, without trying to get onto playlists or do any promotion or do anything like that. I literally just did the release back in 2 weeks ago, and then just let people know about it. And then those that have organically found it can do so, and then we'll go from there. And next time around, we'll try something different, trial and error. We'll just see, and so that I can try and see how these things work. G'day, Gregory O'Sullivan as well. Hello to, who have I missed here? Thomas Christ, if I didn't say g'day to you, if you are here. Hello to Krov. What's up? What's up? I hope you're doing well. If you do have questions, by the way, we are going to do some Q&A here today. So if you've got a question, as per usual, you can just put the word question in your comment, and you can ask any question. It doesn't have to be about releasing music. It can be about recording, or it can be about the gear, or it can be about mindset. It can be about what I had for lunch. Actually, no, it's 9:35 a.m. What I had for breakfast. It was a piece of toast with Vegemite for those that are interested in playing along at home. Yes, please do ask any questions that you have as we go along. Barry says, hi, he's busy dealing with Tonebridge. Well, that's a good segue because I wanted to talk a little bit about the creation of this song, except that I'm having a few technical troubles. For a change. I know, right? Who would have thunk it? John's is having technical difficulties and can't get his USB of the project working. So we're gonna go super old school here, and we'll just quickly hold it up. Mostly because I've already been through this in detail. But here is the project on my iPad Pro. This was created 100% in GarageBand, and look, I won't go into details because there's plenty of videos here where I show the full creation process. But speaking of Tonebridge, we've got guitars here. We use the Crunk amp. We use Tonebridge on another guitar. We use the Mammoth bass amp for the first time in a track, which was super cool. There's all my vocals and my backing vocals that we recorded in there. And then the Pista Resistance here are Jade Star's epic drums, which sounds super cool. They're not coming through. Hang on. Turn it up. The speakers on the iPad are actually not that bad. I will get this fixed before we actually do a proper demonstration, but because I've been working in Logic on the Mac this month, I haven't actually set up and showed my iPad. And because yesterday's GarageBand Weekly was a special edition. By the way, thank you to Patrick who dropped in for GarageBand Weekly. That was a really fun chat. Hopefully it helped out some folks if you're on the fence or if you're thinking, what are my options for iOS and GarageBand? That's the sort of thing that I wanted to get out there. And thank you to Patrick for joining me yesterday. If you missed that one, just go back and check the replay. It's there for you and available for you. Question, how is the Australian Olympic ice hockey team doing in Beijing? Yeah, so the Australian Olympic ice hockey team. The Australians have never, actually no, I think we may have played in one Winter Olympics in the history of the Australian team. They do play in the IHF, like International Hockey Federation championships, but no, I think we're tier 3 or tier 4, something like that. And I think we've sometimes been tier 2. We've never been there. There are some really good Australian ice hockey players. Nathan Walker, who's now playing in the NHL and the AHL. So. Hello to Lily Pillies, but yes, no, we need more representation for Aussie ice hockey. Didn't want to miss this one. Yeah, no, it's very cool. Friggsy's just setting up 8-inch monitors. The timing is good. There you go. Well, you can blast out the new tune and see how it sounds on 8-inch monitors with all that extra delicious bass. Very, very cool. Hello to John Frank Songs as well. Hello to everyone for checking on in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this little video of what actually happened at the point where I first released this song. Because again, it was an hour ago, and I wanted to capture what actually happened at the time. So we'll jump over here, we'll share the screen here, and we're going to get a little bit inception here. So this is pre-recorded live to tape, Pete. I'm going to put myself out of the way, and this is about 8 minutes, and it just shows at the point what actually happened. And this will give you a bit of behind the scenes around how you can find out if your song has actually been released, then how to get it into SongWhip and create that song, and then looking at all the different platforms and making sure that it's actually out there. So we'll throw this up here now, and I'll return in 8 minutes time, and we'll have a bit more of a chat. So I'm just jumping online because I've just released a song and I've set it to release at exactly this time using DistroKid, and I've never actually set a time and date for a release. So I thought I would jump in here and see exactly what happens and see which platforms it actually hits, and does it hit them all at the right time, and what actually goes on here. So let's share my screen here. We'll jump over to the other side of the screen. So here's my DistroKid over yonder, and this is all the releases. This is the release we're looking at here, Toxic Ego, released on ready to be released on the 14th of February. As you can see there, release date 14th of February, which is today in the US. I set it for 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, and it is now exactly 1 minute past that time. It is 2:01 and 5:01 Eastern time. So technically, this should be out there. It's been processed and delivered to stores, but it's been saying that for some time now. So we're going to dive in and check some different platforms and see if it's actually made its way onto anything. So the first place I'm going to check, Drums by Jade Star, is the Hyperfollow page. So that is down. We're paying her 15%. Should we give her a pay rise? Let me know. Visit the pay rise for Jade. So up until now, this has had just this, and it's still showing just this. So we've got the Spotify pre-save there. We can preview the song here. So that's all looking exactly the same as it was before. So let's just do a shift enter just to see. Still got available soon there. So it hasn't ticked over to being available as yet. So we'll see if it's actually hit the stores anywhere. So the first place we'll try is YouTube Music, because that's where it normally lands first. In my experience, it's just the quickest place whenever I need to get something there. So there you go. We are here in YouTube Music. We'll search my name, Pete Johns, Toxic Ego, and we'll see if this has landed. There it is. So it has landed. Provided, released on, yep, so it's new. It has had 11 views already, so maybe it landed here before the actual set time, but it is here, and let's turn it up. Very cool. And because I've got a topic channel, it's updated my topic channel to the artwork. Now, you can have your own musician account on YouTube, and I've talked about that before, but the reason I don't is that I don't make Studio Live Today a music channel, like an official artist channel, is that I do mostly tutorials and things like this. My music is kind of secondary, but if you did want to, if I wanted to, I could convert and merge this so that I have one channel for all my music stuff. So that is there. Now, my tip here is to find out if it's other places. We can use a bit of a hack here. So we're going to copy the link here of this YouTube Music page. That is weird. How bizarre. My own video just failed halfway through. That's super weird. There's a playback error at 3-minute mark. We'll see if we can just refresh this. That's super weird. Just released a song, and I've set it to release at exactly this time. Here you go. We'll go back to songwhip.com, make a music link, and paste it in here. And it'll create a page. It'll find that, and boom, there it is everywhere. So stream this song on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, Amazon, YouTube Music, and Deezer. And we can even show more there. Oh, whatever Quobiz is, or we can buy it on iTunes and Amazon. So let's check these one by one and make sure that everything is hunky-dory. If we click on Spotify, this will go and open Spotify, and there it is on Spotify. So if we give it a little play here, it should go. Right on, right on, right on. All right, so we'll go back and we'll try some of the other platforms. What was with the Matthew McConaughey kind of thing there? That was a bit weird. I'm going to see if I can create the exact same thing. Blah, 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 blah. Blee, 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 blee. Blah, 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 blee, blee, blee. I won't show you all the rest of them, but it works exactly the same way. So so jump on over to... this is one thing I did want to show is that on the Apple one, it gave me this little lossless logo here for Apple Music. So apparently now if you're uploading a full resolution WAV file, it's why I always say never compress before you release. Always let them do the compression. So because I uploaded a full high definition WAV file, which I suggest you do as well if you're releasing music. If you come in here, you can see if we download, you'll see there. See, it's the full WAV file there of my mastered version. So yeah, when you're releasing your music, make sure it's not compressed in that way. Anywhere that has like a lossless kind of thing will always be there, and it will show you that, which is kind of cool. Yes, I know. Weird little failure there. Love the song title. Yeah, and look, I thought it was super familiar, super familiar, super relevant to release it here on Valentine's Day. And yes, I do call it Valentine's Day. Is anyone a Strong Bad Email, a Homestar Runner fan? They did a series of like Strong Bad Emails, but then they did the Teen Girl Squad. It's a deep cut, but yeah, it's really, really funny stuff. If you're around in the early days of like Flash video, internet animated cartoons, yeah, that was the thing where they're like, "What time is it? It's Valentine's," and that's something that we get happening in this house an awful lot. So some thank yous for some folks for this particular song. Firstly to Jade Starr, who provided the drums for the track, and I think you'll agree if you've checked out the song that the drums are definitely a highlight. Again, we can't show you here because I've got technical issues. Because hey, what would it be without technical issues? But Jade, in a very quick time frame, because I gave her 3 days to actually do drums on this one. She created a pretty darn epic drum track. Let's take a quick listen to the drums for this song. The two crashes. And in the chorus section, we got up here on the ride, which I think sounds great. So that was super cool. And in the point, because I've got a bit of I didn't mean for it to become this way, but I've got a bit of a thing that I do on almost every song now, and that is to have the thing where it completely stops and then goes again. And I don't know, it's something from like the 90s pop punk kind of era that I dig. And we have that in this song here. So Jade did some cool drums here that were kicking along here. And then when we hit the stop point, and then we came back here with the 4 on the floor and then the snare roll, right? How cool. So I'll play that again because it's my favorite part of the song, and it's really brought to life by these drums. So again, I'm sorry you can't see this. I know it sucks, but what can you do? At least you can hear it. You can hear the music. But listen to this part again here with the cool transition here into the 4 on the floor with everything building and then coming back in here. You're oblivious, you don't have a clue. Why should you care? It's all about you, 'cause you got an ego that drives. Just works perfectly. And we managed to get those sounds cranking through there as well. You're late. What is that kit? Yeah, so a couple of questions here. So the kit there, I believe, was it the Sunset kit? Let's take a look here, shall we? Yeah, so the Sunset kit. But the cool thing is what Jay does with the kits is she'll record the crashes, because obviously GarageBand, in case you didn't know, GarageBand only has one crash per kit. So she'll record the crashes and then go in and vary the crashes. So the crash number 2 is using, which one was it? It was the vintage, yeah, the vintage kit had the second crash. So it's a cool thing that you can do. Look, you can vary hi-hats, you can vary the toms, you can basically mix and match your kits. If you do what it was that Jade's done with this one, and I'd risk bringing up Reflector, but we'll probably crash the entire stream if I do that now. But yeah, I've showed it before, that splitting out your drums, creating the drum track, and then splitting them out one by one. And if you want to learn how to do that, it's actually pretty simple. If you search my name, Pete Johns Split Drums, there's a whole video there. This one here, separate drum tracks, how to split the drums onto separate tracks. So it's just less than a 10-minute video. And you can even do this. You can even take your drummer track and turn that into MIDI drums and then split those out. So you can literally take like your original Kyle or your Anders, split them down into a single drum track, a green MIDI drum track, and then take that drum track and turn it into your own entire kit. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, and to be honest, the big sound that we got there was actually using, if we go here, Pete John's snare, was actually using some tips such as this one, the epic snare drum sound. The reason that snare drum really cracks and kicks through there, so if we just come and we'll solo the snare, we've got, you can hear there's some delay on that, which I kind of like. It kind of sits under the mix there, but we're also using a little distortion and some EQ on there, which is the signature Gary Hubs snare, and we also did a little bit to the kick as well. So Gary shared a couple of tips with me a while ago around getting a more punchy drum sound. And even though that this one is not necessarily a metal song, because it's got that kind of hard rock edge and it's got some distorted guitars and some fuzzy bass underneath, it really did need that additional, like the drums sounded great, but they just weren't punching through. And no matter if you turn up the drums, you're just going to turn up some of the frequencies you don't want. So it's important to tweak the EQ, add a little bit of distortion on there, and then they sat beautifully in the mix. So thank you to Jade and thank you to Gary for the drum mixing tips to get our drums a little bit more metal. Excuse me a sec. Didn't want to cough directly into the microphone. The question from Llewellyn, which I believe has been answered already. When is the next Your Music Live? So Your Music Live is every Friday afternoon for many folks in many parts of the world. It is at I've got to get my times right. 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and 7 a.m. Saturday morning in the east coast of Australia. So if you're tuning in, it's always Friday. So grab your lunch. Friday lunchtime is when you can hang out. You can listen to some cool indie tunes. And if you've got a song you want to submit, studiolivetoday.com/YML. We are a couple of weeks behind. I'm trying to, as always, trying to catch up. Hello, the Cookie, the one and only Cookie. Hope you're doing well. Very good to see you. You can split Kyle into multiple parts on the next episode of Saw, right? Poor Kyle. Well, it is Valentine's Day. You know, it's relevant because isn't there? Wasn't there a movie? Was there a horror movie, something to do with Valentine's Day or something like that? I can't remember. I've got this vague recollection. That's a word. Recollection of some Valentine's related horror movie from the past. All right. So thank you to Jade. Thank you to DistroKid again, because they provide the platform that helps release, and they are a sponsor of this channel. They're the sponsor of the Your Music Live show every week, so they're pretty cool. And to be able to get this out there, I mentioned it in the chat before, but the other thing to keep in mind that is if you are uploading your music and you want to have a future release date, so you want to do what I did here, you need to have the Musician Plus plan. So if you go to the upgrade section here on DistroKid, if you've got the musician plan, you can still release unlimited songs, you can still put your lyrics on there, you still get the Spotify check mark, you still get all of your earnings, but you don't have access to things like customizable release date, customizable label name, pre-order dates, customized pricing, the team earnings are on both, synced lyrics. So there's a bunch of different things that you have there. So if you're looking to upgrade to get those features, I do recommend it. I've used the Musician Plus plan. I know many folks use the Musician Plus plan. That just means when you go to upload, so when I'm finished my song in this month, in February, and I go to upload it, I can just set the release date for a future date. I can say, if it's on the 1st of March, I can say, I actually want to release this on the 21st of March. I want to give it 3 weeks so that I can go out there and start promoting and hyping. I didn't really do much promoting and hyping this time around, but I could have had I wanted to. So that is all good in the hood. The other people I wanted to thank are my patrons over at the Patreon channel. They've definitely helped out in a big way. For this month's song, they actually helped, their financial contributions helped me purchase Logic Pro. So I'm trying to use Logic Pro to do a song for the very first time. And that's going well. It's a learning curve. It's a very steep learning curve, but it's going well. But no, the ongoing support that my patrons provide, both financially and emotionally, is very, very cool. And finally, you. Yeah, thank you, because it is you that helped me along this. Like, as we wrote the song, some of the ideas that we got in there, some of the lyrical ideas, some of the instrumental ideas, a lot of that actually came from the community. So as we were putting it together, a lot of ideas actually came in. So when I was trying different things, it was because they were being suggested by different people here, and things like the Mammoth bass amp was suggested by a viewer. They're like, hey, that bass would sound cool if it was a little bit fuzzier. And I threw Mammoth on and it sounded like this. And I'm like, yeah, right. Whereas before we had the Mammoth on there, take a listen. I mean, it's okay, but the difference between that and that is pretty much remarkable, right? Yeah, so little things like that where I get the support from you folks is very, very cool. And yes, if you do want to be cool like Thomas and like Mark and like Jade and like many other folks, please go over to patreon.com/peachons and you can join in the fun. Now, speaking of fun, so something that I did for fun yesterday, and you might have seen it on the preview of this one, but if you didn't, we'll play it. And then what I thought we'd do here is, just for something completely different and something fun, I thought we would use the community here to make a music video on the fly using stock footage in Canva. So I don't know whether to show you the version I'll show you the version I did already. It wasn't great because I rushed it. I did it in about 15 minutes, just sort of piecing things together. But all I did was basically grab pictures of business dudes and then put stock footage together and created a song. So what I thought I'd do is we'll throw it out here to the crowd, and we'll create another video. And you can just throw out ideas for searches that we'll do in Canva, and whatever comes up, that goes in, and we could create the weirdest version. But for those that haven't heard the song, this might be a fun way to introduce you to it and to listen to it for the first time. If you have heard it before, you can enjoy the beauty of some of the stock footage from canva.com. This is the pro version of canva.com, so I do have the subscription, which is why I get all of this stock footage included. But let's jump over and take a look and a listen at this one. So this is the premiere of my stock footage edition of Toxic Ego, and then we're going to make one together. We're going to make the community stock footage edition of this video, which I'm sure we can do better with the collective input from everyone here. So let's give this one a spin, folks. I will be back in 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
You've got an ego that drives me so crazy that I just don't know how to quit. You think it's okay to treat me like a baby, and I just put up with it. It's the final time I've just had enough of your arrogance and all the other stuff. Wonder if you know what the others say, or even if you care. I don't think you do, 'cause you've got an ego that drives me so crazy, but I just don't know how to quit. You think it's okay to treat me like a baby, and I just put up with it. You treat the others like they don't even matter, and you're just the star of the show. One day I'm hoping you're gonna learn your lesson, 'cause you've got a toxic ego. You're oblivious, you don't have a clue. Why should you care? It's all about you, 'cause you got an ego that drives me so crazy that I just don't know how to quit. You think it's okay to treat me like a baby, and I just put up with it. You treat the others like they don't even matter, and you're just the star of the show. One day I'm hoping you're gonna learn your lesson, 'cause you've got a toxic ego. Oh no, oh no.
Good morning from Australia. Yeah, that one was too weird to not put that ratchet one in there. I thought, oh dear, that's really quite strange, and I don't know why that was in the stock footage. The stock footage, some of it is really straightforward and simple, and some of it is just the weirdest thing. And I did love the pow guy that was doing the dance. I thought that was pretty darn cool. But I thought I'd show you. Maybe we won't do a full version of this, but I'll at least show you what we can do here in Canva. And if you do have ideas for a version of this video, then do let me know, because it is a lot of fun, and it is really easy to do here in canva.com. So if you can actually try this, there are some free videos in there, but if you're the Canva Pro member, you can do this. And as you can see, I do all of my album artwork, I do all of my all my thumbnails for videos, and I didn't really know. It was actually my daughter that actually said to me, yeah, should have gone counterclockwise with the thing. The ratchet is perfect. So do you think we need the ratchet in there in the final version? Maybe we don't need to do a new version at all, but we'll see. So yeah, my daughter actually found that you could create videos in here, and I'm just like, really? And she did one for a previous song, for my work in progress song, and I'm like, wow. This is actually pretty darn powerful. So I'll show you how we do this. We just create a blank video in here. You basically build it out like a PowerPoint, because that's really what it's designed for. But what I've done is I've uploaded the audio of the song here. If we go to my uploads and we go to audio, and you can upload your own videos here. So I could, combine my own videos and others in here. But here is the master version. So we just drag that into the timeline. It creates the audio there. Now, the one annoying thing here is that it trims the audio to each section, so it's waiting for you to add things, because really the music's supposed to be background music. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, the ratchet and the dance guy are perfect. Yeah, similar how I do some of my music videos. Yeah, very cool. So what we can do is let's just see if we can find ratchet guy. So if we go to the video section here, let's go ratchet. See now I don't know what I found, how I found it. I think I was just searching ego. So I think I searched ego and found that one and thought, what the heck is that? But now I can't find it. Did I search toxic? No. What if we search? Now we're gonna have to find like wrench jeans. I'm gonna get some really weird search results now. Maybe they removed it. They're like, oh, this shouldn't be in here. We don't know how this got here. There's a bit of wrench work. So yeah, if we wanted to throw anything in, you could just basically create a section like that, and then as we play, put the volume up.
Got an ego that drives me so crazy, but I just don't know how to quit.
And yeah, so you can just build it up with different clips here. Maybe it won't be the most fascinating thing to do. But one of the things that I put here was just, what did I put? I put like business guy. And, you know, you get these sort of ones of like, you know, random business dudes doing business things. And the other one I did, I think, was arrogant. I can't spell arrogant. Arrogant guy. And yeah, just get random dudes looking at things. So you can get like tuxedo dudes. Got my tux t-shirt. Let's see.
Say, or even if you care, I don't think you do, 'cause you got
He's pretty cool. Was it there? It was there under ego? All right, I'll just show you this because it actually sounds even weirder without the backing music. Oh, there he is. There's my dude. And you can see here, it's a very simple setup. You're not going to be doing a whole bunch of fancy effects and things in here, but obviously you could create something in here, throw it into LumaFusion or somewhere else and play around with it. But I'll just take a listen to this. The sound effect was actually in there to begin with. Have a listen.
Left.
And I don't know what he says at the end there, but it's really weird and creepy. And now I've got it in 2 videos. So now if I get flagged for something weird, it's on that other video and it's on this one as well. So yeah, super weird. Yeah, it was there under ego. So yeah, there's a bunch of other weird things in here. What else have we got under ego? Oh, this guy. Anyone else? Who does this look like? A member of the community here, and this is going to be like we'll just play this clip. Play the whole clip here. To me, this looks a little bit like our friend Thomas Gillane. Sorry, Thomas. Hey, how you doing? Oh, the wink is so gross. He was counterclockwise. There you go. He's doing it. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. See, you came here to watch to talk about music releasing, and then that's what we get. That's what we end up with. Super weird, isn't it? So yeah, there's too much here to play with. When there's one with a black background, I'm a bit worried about it. Okay, it's just randomness. So yeah, so Canva. Who knew? Creating music videos with Canva. We won't do a whole one there, but yeah, very, very cool stuff. So we've done our thank yous. We've talked about the music video. We've talked about the releasing. So let's just give you a little bit more info on SongWhip. So in terms of promoting a song, here's a few tips around this. I don't do a lot in the way of promotion, but sharing just one platform is generally not a good idea. So I get a lot of people that share a song with me and they'll be like, oh, here's my new song. Please like it and follow it and all that sort of stuff. And they'll send me the Spotify link. And I'll be like, that's great, but I don't use Spotify. And if I go to try and play things in Spotify, I have the problem of having a free account. I can't actually go and do things. Yeah, good tip too from Mark. Pexel has a whole bunch of other things as well. Didn't want to say Thomas. Yeah, no, poor Thomas. He's going to hate me for that. But yeah, just, I don't know. Handsome guy with a beard. That's all I'm saying. Handsome guy with a beard. But yeah, so if we go over here to Spotify, if you're releasing your song and we search it out here, Pete Johns Toxic. So there it is, Pete Johns Toxic Ego. So yeah, if I was to share this Spotify link, it looks really crappy. So look at that link format there. open.spotify.com/album/blah blah 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 blah. It looks terrible. And then if you're sharing it with someone, it doesn't look cool. Whereas if you go to SongWhip, and again I showed you this in that other video as well. If you go to songwhip.com and you go make a music link and you paste your link in here, it does this. Like it goes away and it finds all the different things. So we've got stream the song on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, etc. Buy the song on iTunes and Amazon. And so you can make your own music link there. And if we come up to the top here, you used to be able to, I thought, customize it. He may have changed it recently because there was the guy that made this did have at one point he had like a premium version of it. So I think that might be it because Maybe I'm confusing DistroKids. But yeah, this is to me the quickest way to do this. If you want to copy it, and you can see there, look at that link. It's just songwhip.com/Pete-Johns/toxic-ego. So it looks a lot cleaner. I'll throw it in the chat here. It looks so much cleaner than trying to share your Spotify or whatever it is. And then it actually works really seamlessly. So if we click on YouTube here, for instance, boom, it goes and loads it straight away. So yeah, it's really, really easy to use, and it's the best way to share it. Now, if you are sharing things, what I'll do, because sharing is caring and Sharon is Karen, copying that link, I'm going to give you a little tip here around sharing things on platforms like Facebook and Twitter and other places like that. So I'm jumping into my Facebook here. You're going to see behind the scenes. This is my Pete Johns music page. So I've got my own separate music page. That's tip number one. Try to have your own separate music page. Not that people that, on your regular standard page, not that Auntie Gladys doesn't want to hear your new song, but if you want to share specifically music things, it is better to have a curated music page that you can create. And then if you want to link to that from your regular page, you can. Trust me. Yeah, you don't really need to get everything. And plus, if you put it out there on a non-music page and it goes to 1,000 people and nobody clicks on it, that tells Facebook to just bury your posts in the future anyway. Whereas if you have a music page, so my Pete Johns music page here, if we click on that one, so I've got 933 followers. Those 933 people are people that actually engage with and know about my music. So they're going to actually care that I'm going to make this post now. So my advice is when you're posting here, so if you just post the link, first of all, if you post a link to anything, it's going to not go to as many people as not a link. So if I just put some text in here that said, hey, I've got a new song, go to Spotify, go to all the places and check it out, that's going to do better than if I post the link. But if I do want to post a link, you can see here, it makes this page look really bad. So we'll do a test run here. I'll make this not public. Oh no, you have to make it public. That's right. I was thinking, oh, what can I do? Oh no, because it's a music page, we have to make it public. We'll do some experimenting and we'll delete some stuff. So we'll just say, my new single, Toxic Ego, is available now on all platforms. And then we'll put a link, right? And so we'll post a link. And this will go, and it'll go out to there. But look how bad that looks. Look how much it's cut that off. Yeah, it's got the link embedded straight there, which means people can click on that and it's going to open the link straight away. But look, it then gives you this business. You got to go, are you really sure you want to follow the link? And it takes you out to there. So, that's a lot of steps and it looks really clunky. So we don't want that. If we go back and edit the post here, the other thing, so you can see there, it's taken the link away as well. So there's no link there to actually have in there. So even though we pasted it there, it's gone away. We don't want this at all, so we'll delete that one. So I'm going to delete this post entirely. So that's your one option. That's not a way that I would go with when you're sharing something, to just put the link there. The other thing you can do is, what I like to do is actually put a photo in here. So I'll put the link like that, but I'll also add a photo. So we can go in here to my photos, and where is my Toxic Ego? Let's just search, because it's probably here in my downloads. Otherwise, I'll have to... Toxic Ego. There it is. So there's the JPEG of my image. So this means it's going to give you the full version of that. And then we can go, my new single, Toxic Ego, is available now on all platforms. And then we can hit the post button. And what you'll see is that this one's going to look a lot better. So there you can see that it actually comes up and it shows the full album artwork. So my new single, blah, 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 blah. Now, the drawback of this is if someone clicks on that, it's just going to show them the picture. So that's not going to be any good. But then hopefully they'll realize, oh, I needed to click the link. Okay, so we'll click the link. And then it will take you out to that platform. You're still going to get this business because Facebook doesn't want you to leave. And this is the big problem that we have there. There you go. So what is the final answer? So I'm going to delete this now. By the way, this is going to really ruin this, because when you keep posting and deleting and posting and deleting, this is going to go out to pretty much no one in the end. So please all go to my Facebook page and hit like so that it gets some engagement, because it's not going to anyone. So what is the best way? Well, sometimes no link at all. Now, because that link out there, people are on Facebook, they're scrolling, they're searching. But a lot of people may have another tab open, or they may be on their phone and they may have another app that they can open. So the final option I would have here is to do the same thing here, to put my thumbnail here. So we'll just type Toxic and put that one in there, and then just go My new single, Toxic Ego, has just been released. I'll put is now available. Is now available on all platforms. Just in time for Valentine. Now, is Valentine's Day apostrophe? I think it is. Just search. So this is my tip here. Just search Pete John's Toxic on your fave streaming platform. All right. And then we're going to hit the post button. And then what you'll see here is it's not going to have any link whatsoever. So, but people are going to see the album artwork and then they're going to read that a new single, Toxic Ego, is available on all platforms just in time for Valentine's Day. Just search Pete John's Toxic on your favorite streaming platform. So that's sort of one other option that you have there. The other thing that I would often recommend is to put in some emojis. I know it seems a bit lame, but I promise you that if you've got things that have emojis, when you see sort of my videos and my posts on Facebook or other social media, and look, the same sort of stuff applies for Twitters and your Instagrams and your whatever, Reddits. But if we put in something like that, and then we put this one to a new line, people are more likely to read things that are lists, so listicles, dot points, and than big passages of text. I know I am. And if it's separated out like this, it's going to be even better. You can decide whether you want to put a gap there. We'll put the gap in and hit save, but you do want to make sure that there's no more button. So there's no more button in there. So that's going to work well. So what I mean by that is if you post too much on any social media platform, so if we say, I remember when I was a boy, I dreamed of being a baseball studio. Live today is my live. I love dad jokes. Jade Star creates... I can't spell. Creates cool music, as does everyone else in the community. People that are actually just reading my Facebook, not watching this show, are going to get super confused. So let's save that one in and see if we can hack it to be. Yeah. So we haven't even got it long enough to get a more button. So what I'll do is I'll throw in a whole bunch of like random text here. I think you know what I mean here, but as soon as you've got more than that, so there you go, we'll support the channel, do all this thing. As soon as you've got more than that amount of stuff and you've got a more button, people aren't reading past the see more. Like they're just simply not. So as soon as you have too much stuff in there and there's a see more button, no one's going in there to see more. So when you're doing a post, make sure that you confine it where possible to just the stuff that's going to go above there, or if there has to be a see more, make sure if you've got a link or if you've got important information that it's all above that. So that is my tips on the social media, and my overall tip is to make sure that in social media land, don't just jump into groups that you've never posted in and start spamming them with your release. For the love of your deity of choice, it's not going to work. It's going to piss people off, and it's actually going to have the reverse effect. Because remember, when it comes to sharing things and it comes to social media, negative engagement actually sends a worse negative message than positive engagement. And I've had this conversation with people lately about YouTube as well, about subscribers on YouTube or followers on Instagram. If you've got, let's just use Instagram. If you've got 5,000 followers on Instagram, but every post you're putting out there is only getting like 5 interactions, they're looking at that going, that's a 0.1% engagement rate. We're not going to push out your post to any of your followers, because why would Instagram want people to get your post if they're not going to actually engage with them? Whereas if you've got 100 Instagram followers, but you're still getting those 5 interactions, guess what? That's a 5% interaction rate. That is substantially more. It's going to push that out. It's the same with YouTube. People that are saying, I've only got 100 subscribers, or I've only got 1,000 subscribers, but you look at their engagement rate and all those people are basically watching videos and engaging with their stuff. That is good. Now, the exception is a channel like mine where I've got obviously a lot more subscribers than I have active viewers on each video. That's because I'm a tutorial channel primarily. People come here, they find the answer they need, they subscribe, and then they move on. They might necessarily come back and watch another video. Plus, I have different types of videos. People that like me playing live are different to those that like watching your music live, are different to the people here today supporting my music, are different to the people watching a GarageBand tutorial. So there is a lot of variation in that stuff. But when it comes to social media, the reason it's social media, not media, is it's social. It involves people. It's two-way. And if you're only one way, if you're not engaging with other people in a meaningful way, I'm not talking about going to everyone else's channel and going, yo, brah, cool track, fire beat. Hey, come sub me up, just quietly. No, not that, but you know what I mean. Yes, the kids like the emojis. Absolutely. Go the kids. Did you know you can't drag MP3 file into GarageBand anymore from YouTube? So what do I do if I want to import MP3 from YouTube? Used to let me do it. They stopped doing that. There are two solutions. Good question. And we are doing some Q&A, by the way. We've got about 15 minutes left. So if anyone does have any other questions that we can answer, don't forget you can just put the word question in front of your question, and I'll try to answer your question. But to answer this question from BBS, what you can actually do, if we come back over here and look at our Thomas Gillane looking dude, hey, how you doing? We can come here and if we go to the YouTubes, there's a couple of tips that you need to know here. So if we go my name and import MP3, this is usually how you can find how you find things. If you just put my name and then what you're looking for, got nearly 2,500 videos. I've probably got an answer there. So a lot of the time when someone sends me a question, I'll just go into YouTube, search my name and the topic, and then send them a link. So if you want to shortcut that process, you can do that yourself. So this one here, can't import MP3. Fix this. This is probably what you're getting, these grayed out MP3s. So this video here, the problem that we have, which I will copy and link down in the chat for you for your own convenience. So this video shows how to do this. So basically what we want to do, so there's the grayed out file problem. You want to convert the audio file. There's a few options for it, but if you want a free option, file converter works pretty well. So you can get file converter. You basically throw the file in there, you convert it to MP3 or to WAV or to whatever you want, and then you come back to GarageBand and you re-import it like so. And you'll notice that when you get to the end here, if we tap on our loop icon here, there it is. Check this out. So there's the grayed out one, and there's the correct one. So you can do it that way. The other way is if you want to import absolutely anything into GarageBand, you can do this one, video. Convert any video to an audio file in iPhone or iPad. So you can actually use import the screen recorder. So you can use a similar sort of process, use the screen recorder, and then convert the file using the file converter. So if you've got it, because file converter can actually convert video files as well. So use the same process, use file converter, you grab the video file instead, here. So you grab the video and you convert it using the audio converter. It extracts the audio from that video and you're good to go. So anything that you can get on your iPhone or iPad screen that you can record the video of, you can then convert that video to audio and then bring it into GarageBand. So the reason I've made those two videos is that I got asked this question a bunch of times. So this video here, that's had like 11,000 views on the video one. The original version that I just showed you before, the grayed out one, if you just search Pete Johns grayed out, it shows it a bit better. This one here, yeah, it's had like 65,000 views in the time that it's been out there since like October 11th last year. So a lot of people are having that exact same problem because I think GarageBand used to basically just support any sort of audio file, but people were having issues with audio files. Plus they want to make sure that, you know, people aren't importing audio files that they shouldn't, that are copyright protected, etc. So they reduced the file compatibility. And then, yeah, if you want to work around that, again, keeping in mind, I'm not telling anyone to go out there and steal other people's music and use it. But yeah, if you've got, say you want to get a sample from someone else that you've got their permission for, and you want an easy way to do it, screen record it, convert it, bring it in, and you'll be good to go. Friggsy says, I usually put a pic in the text and put a pic and text in the post and then link in the first post. Yeah. And look, you can do that. So what Friggsy is saying here is when you come in here to your Facebook and you've made your post, you'd then come in here and you'd comment on your first post and put the link there. You can do that, and it does work. It did work really well when that first came out, and of course, you know, Facebook keep up with these sort of things. And now, if there's a comment from you that has a link, it will also kind of denigrate the reach and the exposure of that post. So there's kind of no way to get around it. It's basically as soon as Facebook starts seeing links in your post provided by you, even in the comments, it starts to reduce the reach of that post. So it's just the way it is. And you know what? It's kind of pay to play these days in a lot of social platforms. If you do want to get more reach to, especially to strangers in public forums, you might have to invest in some ads. So I went to Shelbyville. I was wearing an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. Yes, absolutely. No one looks past Seymour. No one. Exactly. Onions. You know what we used to call, what is it? 19-2. No, I can't remember. I can't do them. I can't do Simpsons quotes on the fly. In all seriousness, goodness knows what I'd be doing on social media without Pete's insights. All the wrong things for sure. Look, and I've just learned things from A, trial and error, and B, looking at best practices from other people. And things will change. Things are changing constantly. So again, the tip that Friggsy had before, that worked really well for about 3 months until it didn't. And now it doesn't get quite the exposure, like putting the link in the comments. So yeah, there are some ways to get around it. The other thing that you can do is to, on your post here, so on your actual, this bit, you'll see that some people have put like, check it out. They'll put like the Spotify logo there, or they'll put a really easy link there. So what I'd be smart to do is to create a link like petejohns.com/toxic, because I can create a link of that goes straight to the Song Whip link. And that way, instead of sharing the Song Whip link, which is still pretty clean, it'd be even cleaner to have petejohns.com/toxic. In fact, I'm gonna create that right now. I'll see if I can log in over to my hover.com, who I use for this sort of thing, and see how that goes. So yeah, and hopefully that helped out your question, BBS. Ed Z says there's also fancy ways like Tube AU and AUV3 app that will play YouTube. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've never actually tried it though. So does that work well? Some of those apps, the apps are actually okay. Some of the websites you do have to be a little careful with, because some of them are a wee bit dubious. So I'm just logging into my internet provider here, my domain name provider, and I need the two-factor authentication, which hopefully is not reflecting in a mirror behind me or something. Always a little bit paranoid about that when I'm doing a live show and I'm doing like two-factor stuff. So do be careful with some of those. And that explains a few things. Yeah, it does. It happens from time to time. That they'll change things. They'll change up the algorithm. But again, the thing about algorithms that I think people don't understand is they still want to display something to someone. Sometimes they'll display things that people pay for before people organically. That's just reality. But if you are competing with other people that are putting out things that are organic as well, all they want is to give the ones that get the most engagement, the most exposure. And it's as simple as that. As soon as you look past the fact that, the algorithm's out to get me, it's like, no, it's out to get boring content. Maybe your content's boring. I know that's a harsh thing to put out there, but it's reality. Or maybe you've got a whole bunch of subscribers that you only got due to, I'm not saying this about anyone in this community, but I've seen this happen before. I'm on some other groups and some other communities where this happens. You've got a whole bunch of subscribers and a whole bunch of followers that you only got because you had listen parties and you had sub for sub groups and you had all these sort of things. And then you've built up this vanity metric number that has no reality, no basis to the actual number of people that are interested in your stuff. And again, I keep saying the same thing. I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face, because if you've got 1,000 people and you're only getting 5 of them engaging with your stuff, that is way worse than having 50 people where 5 are engaging with your stuff. Way worse. I know the vanity metric looks nice, but trust me, it is much, much worse. All right. So I'm going to create this. So, by the way, does anyone else have their own website? I know Jade Star uses a website. It is a pretty good investment. Like, even if you use it for even if you don't want to go to the effort, you're too lazy to put web pages together. I am too. In fact, if you go to petejohns.com right now, it just goes to, I'm just going here to my thing. So I've got a whole bunch of things here. petejohns.com goes to, song.to/petejohns. So it goes straight to a Song Whip link to my music. So in fact, we can test that out here. If we just go to petejohns.com, let's make sure it's all still working. It's always a good thing to test your thing. There you go. So my petejohns.com goes to my artist page on Song Whip. So very, very simple, very easy to set up. Whereas what we can do, if we go back to my managed domains here, so you can see these are all the different domains I've used. So I've got things like spotify.petejohns.com. I've got petejohns.com/songtember, which takes you to the Songtember page on my website. So you can set up really easy things. So if we create a forward here, and again, hover.com is who I use, link in the description if you want to use my affiliate link to sign up, about $20 a year. It's a pretty good investment. Like before you go and spend $50, $100 on Spotify, on Facebook ads and the like, have a website. Because even if you just had, I don't know, is Frigsy.com taken? Frigsy? I don't know. But like jadestar.com.au. If she's got a new song, it can be jadestar.com.au/new song name. And she can just divert that to wherever you go. So what we can do, we can just go petejohns.com/ and we'll just go /toxic. And then we can forward that to this one. So, wrong page. So toxic, forward it to that page, save the forward, and in about 10 minutes when all the DNS stuff goes through and it updates, then anyone that goes to petejohns.com/toxic, they'll go to the song whip page for that song. So that means that now I can actually go and just start sharing that around, just start sharing petejohns.com/toxic. All right, yes, boring content. No, look, and I say that in jest, but I mean, and when I say boring, I just mean stuff that people aren't engaging with, and that's okay too. Because I know that the stuff that I produce, I was talking about this with my wife. She's like, "Oh, we should buy this house. It looks really good. It's only $1.3 million." I'm like, "Oh, it does look really good. Maybe I need to do all the things that I don't want to do to get viral content out there and to create stuff." And again, I just can't do it because it's not in my DNA. But I know a lot of the stuff. I know the clickbaity stuff that you can do. I know some of the hacks and tips and things that people do. I could make every thumbnail me going and pointing to something mysterious and then it actually not being anything cool. But yeah, I don't know. I can't go there. Not to say that I would instantly be able to become a multi-million-dollar famous YouTube star if I did that, but yeah, I've picked a topic. Like I would be following. I'd be doing the cryptocurrency thing. I'd be doing the NFT thing. I'd be doing the reaction video thing. I'd be doing the prank video thing. If I was in this for the success and for the vanity stuff, I'd be doing that. I can't do it. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. So I'll just see if we've got any final questions. I think I answered. I think Mark said I answered this already. Yeah, the grayed out file. So did you hear and see what I showed? I've showed that like about 5 minutes ago. So there's 2 videos on there that show exactly what you need to do. Alrighty, thank you everybody for being here today, for hanging out, for basically letting me tap into my own ego, be it toxic or not. Oh, and by the way, one final thing I'll say, I've been asked by many people, who's this song about? Is this about me? No, it's not about you. If you think it's about you, what I say about ego and people that are narcissists and people that have toxic egos, if you think this song is about you, this song is not about you. The people who this song is about would never think it's about them, right? That makes sense? I think so. All right, so let's go out listening to this track together here on YouTube Music. Thank you everyone for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. We're going to continue with the song in Logic because we've got another song that we've got now. February is a short month. We've got 14 days left to finish my new tune, which is Hey Girl or Hey World. We'll see how that goes. And I'm also working on another little secret project that only me and Bear know about. More on that soon. So this one is Toxic Ego. It is now available on all your streaming platforms. And I'll see you on the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and see you real soon. Bye for now.
You've got an ego that drives me so crazy, but I just don't know how to quit. You think it's okay to treat me like a baby, and I just put up with it. It's the final time, I've just had enough. treat me like a baby and I just put up with it. You treat the others like they don't even matter and you're just the star of the show. One day I'm hoping you're gonna learn your lesson.